Hello everyone, welcome. I am not alone. I have you guys, but I also have Iron Maiden. Say hi.
And hi, and we're live. What up,
Sick.
everybody? This is the first official show. Actually, it's not necessarily the first official show match, but it kind of feels like it as the game is starting to be officially released. This is exciting, Naka. There was some action that we tried to set up with the beta weekends that they allowed us to sneak peek. But
Mm.
now that the game is it's gonna be out next Wednesday, so we're almost official, but not quite yet. Do you consider this an official show match of the official game, or are we not there yet?
I think the game is out enough to consider it real, right? We're not hosting this, by the way. We're just here to cover it. But it's a community-based thing where CountVonCount and the Rapl said, yo, these guys at the top of the 2v2 leader list, this Grand Monster and Apple guy, we're coming for him. And that we will do. All of us. I mean, what?
Well, honestly, I know, right? I know that already the fact that the game has not even been pre-released for a full week, and we already have ladder competition, I think that's so sick, dude. It's so encouraging. Especially it's one thing to have a bunch of competition on the 1v1 ladder, but this is competition and whatnot on the team game ladder as well. I think it's super exciting. It's good news.
100% good, sir. Well, these guys are in it for the glory, I think, today. I'm not sure if there's a prize put up by anybody, but still, it's just a preview of what competitive events will be looking like very, very shortly. It's, in fact, about to be the time for Red Bull, right? They're having their Vololo event for, I believe, $15,000 is currently the prize pool for that. So it's pretty serious business, and we gotta get used to that, so I'm really looking forward to this. But Maiden, you told me earlier before we started going live that you're already seeing the lobby. Is that the case still?
Yeah, they canceled it, and then they rehosted.
Okay, what's the title?
I just searched for JSS.
Okay, search for JSS. No games found.
Huh.
So we're also figuring out on our end how the casting is gonna go for, you know, when it comes to finding games in such a large environment. Like, there's a lot of lobbies right now, and Iron Maiden and I are also practicing, essentially. Sorry if anything is gonna be wonky. We also don't have a scoreboard that's really suitable for Retold right now. At least I don't. So that's coming soon, TM.
I have a possible solution for you. Do you have any filters applied?
Filters.
On the game.
I have players 4. And
Okay.
join type observable.
Yeah, okay. So instead of observable, just do any join type and see if it pops up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is.
Because the game hasn't started yet.
Oh, I see. So we just gotta wait here, refresh, and wait for it to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We're learning.
Cross your face. It wasn't showing up for me either, and I was like, I wonder. Since I could actually search for the name, I was like, screw it. I'll just reset all the filters and try it that way, and so it actually popped up for me.
Well, now I pressed refresh and no games found, so...
Oh, really?
This is a strange experience to me, because in the old game, we could just join a lobby ourselves and set ourselves a spectator, and we would just go together, right? So now we have to sync this up and hope that the lobby system blesses us.
This is good though. This is it's important to. I think it's going to be important to do a couple of preparatory show matches by the time the Red Bull qualifiers actually start, so that we iron out all the kinks and awkwardness and wrinkles and weirdness and whatnot. So hopefully the qualifier runs a bit more smoothly, at least on the viewer side of things.
Yes, sir. But they're supposed to have started 7 minutes ago. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to get some info on what's happening because I can't see their lobby.
I can still see it, which is, at least I think I can.
Even if you refresh?
Oh, I could, but now I cannot.
You're right.
I wonder if they're having some problems. For some reason, Grand Monster has not joined, and I think I've seen him restart his game a couple of times. I wonder if he's having a difficult time joining.
It's possible. So I'm
Hopefully
trying
not.
to get some info now, and let's see where that takes us.
Well, so in the meantime, Naka, while you're figuring out, what's going on that side, is Rapl streaming as well? Go ask him what's going on, Jester. Anyway, so the teams are JSS, which is CountVonCount and Rapl. To quickly discuss them as teammates right now, CountVonCount is the legendary Thor player. We're talking about old AOM. He's an old Thor player. He considers himself an ISIS player, but kind of oscillates. Oscillate isn't. What's the word? He kind of goes back and forth between playing lots of Norse, Loki and Thor, and back over to Egyptian as well. Rapl started years ago. Started as an ISIS player, but he kind of came to prominence as an Odin player. Now he kind of plays a lot of random, a lot of variety, except for
That's right.
Atlantean. But he plays a lot of variety because of tournaments.
I've seen him play everything except Atlantean, and thanks to
Yeah.
Rock Generation for a nice little raid here. Appreciate you.
Nice.
Apple, I don't know much about him, so I would have taken over, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to explain.
I'm more than happy to. So to wrap up about JSS, I presume they're going to be playing those civilizations in this show match, or in Retold rather. We know that there's meta that's already shaping up. Like, ISIS seems to have a little bit of some popularity. Set definitely has some popularity, so we could maybe see those guys dip into the set ISIS bag of tricks. Greek seems pretty darn strong, especially with Athena right now, which, I'm sure we're going to see plenty of Greek. And then obviously there's the Norse side on Rapl and both the JSS boys. So regarding god picks, I that's what I'm expecting is probably a decent amount of Greek, maybe some Norse, and possibly some set action. We'll see. Again, it kind of depends on the maps. And it kind of depends on, I don't really know if we have team game meta that's really established on Retold just yet. So we're gonna have to kind of use our noggins to figure that out from what we've seen in 1v1 so far.
That's the thing, Maiden, because we just haven't been able to see a lot of the streamers engage in 2v2. So for the most part, everybody is grinding the 1v1 ladder, which has always been, the most prominent thing for the tip-top players, but there always has been a large scene as well for teams. And in fact, I can very distinctly recall that Boyd had some of his biggest viewership on the old game when he was hosting or casting rather the large team events, show matches, tournaments, 3v3s, crazy stuff like that, and that's when he was most successful actually. But he also is a 1v1 guy. Now, as for we didn't mention one guy yet. It is we mentioned everybody actually. Sorry.
Well, let's get over. So we talked about JSS a little bit. Let's talk about Apple and Grand Monster real quick, eh?
Yes, Grand Monster is now an old AOM guy. As in
Vanilla.
AOM Vanilla, that's right. So he was always Mr. Odin. Unfortunately, didn't participate all that much in tournaments, but at least in the modern era, because he's been extremely busy. But maybe now, I'm sensing a little bit of interest from him. He told me, I'm gonna be busy, but he's playing a good amount. I'm thinking he can do really, really well, and he does happen to be maining Odin a lot.
I know that Grand Monster started. He's known as a known player, absolutely. In kind of his later stages of playing back several years ago, he started to dip into the raw hype, and so he turned into a big time raw lamer. So he definitely has plenty of bags. He's a really good player in general, but Odin and Ra are definitely his old AOM god picks. I presume it's probably going to be the same for Retold, especially since Odin seems pretty strong right now. Compared to all the other gods, Odin's pretty strong, pretty popular, probably the most popular Norse god. So I'm predicting fair amount of Odin from Grand Monster, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see some. Well, actually, Ra doesn't seem too strong. I don't know, at least in 1v1s. Probably more Odin. On the Apple side, Apple's played a lot in general. He's an old player. He's been playing lots and lots of AOM. Not too much recently, but he can play basically anything at a relatively high level, but he definitely favors Egyptian. So I'm not sure what that means for a 2v2 strategy. Are we going to see Odin and Set? Maybe a lot of harassment between Odin and Set. That could possibly warrant a lot of synergy.
One thing that's really interesting about Retold is that god powers are no longer stopping each other. So there's a lot of doubling up you could do. I've seen, I think, Flame post some stuff about how their team did a double Fimbulwinter while doing double Undermines, while unleashing Walking Woods. It's completely nuts.
Wow. Just everything.
Yeah. So that could be quite abusive like that. And by the way, their game is supposed to be hosted by Rapl, and he didn't give it a unique name. So we're going to have to find the Rapple's game or something like that. And they're already fighting. So we'll be able to join very shortly, guys.
Tell me if you found it.
I have not. So this is going to take a whole moment. And I think there's an issue with finding this specific game as well now.
Maybe if they've already started, maybe change join type to observable.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily show up immediately, right? So that's also problematic.
I've seen some games show up. Let's see. It's not going to be a ranked match. It's just going to be a custom.
Yes. What I don't know is whether they have set a delay on top of everything. They did not tell us, and I was looking at Rapple's stream on the side, but I didn't see that setting.
I love Rapl, but I genuinely think that he probably didn't think of these little details, not giving it a name, not like letting us know about the delay and all that stuff. Love you, Rapl, but I don't trust you.
Which is just,
I don't trust you with some things.
This is case in point with how this system, how difficult it is to run an event. So I really hope some of the developers are watching and are taking note, because this is going to happen during Red Bull, when the non-English speaking community in particular will be reading the 10-12 page handbook provided by Red Bull and not do all the things they ask.
Yeah.
But we will try to deliver for you guys. We'll make this happen. Just give us a second to sort it out.
Well, I think that it's a different experience for it's just a different experience for the players as well. So I think over time, the culture around how to participate and play in a competitive tournament on Retold with these different spectator functionalities, I think that it'll start to catch on, but initially it's going to be awkward and there's going to be hiccups like what we're experiencing right now. But I have hope. I'm trying to search for his name. Nothing's coming up. Gesture.
No, nothing is coming. I mean, you guys can see for yourselves. This is how haggard my scoreboard is going to be, by the way. Just a big set of numbers.
You do what you gotta do, buddy.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, there's no Rapl here, dude.
What about, let's see, what about the map? Oh, you can't select individual maps.
Wait, can you? Search for it?
No, not as
I've just notified hundreds of people for potentially not finding the game.
Nice. Come along, Rapl.
Anytime now, video game. Anytime now.
It's not a quick match, right? It's going to be a custom game.
It is a custom game. So it should be with that list. But it's just not showing up. Oh man.
That's okay. We can, you know. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried, but we might be fairly far behind if
Yes.
you know, if it doesn't show up for 10 minutes, for example, we're going to be fairly far behind.
Which will be a problem because if they start game 2 immediately and game 2 ends up being short, it might finish before we catch up.
Yeah.
And then we can't watch that because it will obviously be gone from the list. So some of these games are quite long in the list, and I'm actually not finding any that is that is in the early game just yet. 5 minutes is the earliest one.
Jester said they're about 5 minutes in.
Yes. I still have Rapl stream open. They are fighting on Mediterranean. So prepare for some naval combat.
But that's potentially a short game as well.
Potentially. Is it possible they set it to not observable?
Yeah, it's possible.
Rapl really doesn't like us.
Maybe he doesn't want us to
Just monopolize the content. It's a smart business decision.
Well, we can just cheat and watch his stream and commentate on his stream.
We could, if it comes to that. Okay. It was definitely called Rapl's game. Or the Rapl. No, it's there. We're 5 minutes late.
There?
Okay, I think they set the 5-minute timer, Maiden. The 5-minute delay timer for fairness. That's good. So the boys have done the thing they should have just told us. Alright.
Yeah.
Very nice. We're learning. And next time we can just fill the space with conversation.
We did with conversation. It was just, you know, boring.
It was boring. Next time we can talk about the video game and their plans and whatever. But I will be pausing at like 3 seconds and then we have to do a count-in to start together. Because we will be asynchronous.
I am waiting. It says, please wait, please wait, please wait.
It does.
What'd you say? You're going to pause that 5 seconds?
Yeah, let's do 5. It's easy enough to catch.
Okay. If you don't catch 5, go to 10 seconds.
Agreed.
Okay.
And this is where the map intros will come in when we make them.
Indeed.
We will hide that ugly part of us counting down and pausing and all that.
Who are you calling ugly?
Myself, obviously, not you. You're magnificent, man.
I know. Thank you. Thank you. Are you still waiting?
I am in at 5 seconds.
I'm still stuck at please wait, please wait, please wait. I apologize.
I will wait. It's okay.
Please, at least it's polite. Please wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Very polite.
Unavailable. What?
What? Oh, man.
Okay, wait. Let me try again. Unbelievable, dude.
No.
Okay, I'm please waiting again. I'm please waiting again. If this doesn't work again, then just share your screen on Discord.
Oh, that's so ugly.
I know. Or, I mean, we can try a third time. 3 times the charm if it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Because, you know, we could set up some kind of other screen sharing software that's higher quality, but I don't have one right now, so you would have to sort something out like that. Then you could just take my spectating feed, and that would be nice. So I think for future events, we might need something like that when we both stream and whatnot.
Avoid hiccups.
Yeah.
Even so, like, I mean, I know this is uncomfortable when you're trying to do a co-cast, but even so, if all of like the potential casters cannot reliably get into a game to spectate, that's kind of no bueno.
It's not, no. But
I
I mean,
imagine for
go ahead.
Well, imagine, for example, imagine if EGC TV is trying to get in.
Oh yeah.
Yodesla, Boyd, you, me, who else? A myriad of other people are all trying to get in all at the same time. And
Yeah, and it's a coin
I don't
toss.
know. Yeah. Who's gonna join game error unavailable? Okay, one last time, Naka. Third time's a charm, or I guess I'll just put up with the Discord. It's fine.
What did Rapl do? He's fighting. He's alive.
Thanks a lot, Rapl.
It was Rapl the whole time.
I guess I can try crossing my fingers. Come on, baby!
Chat, send energy to Iron Maiden. He needs your energy. Send your echoes if you have to.
More,
Spellforce
everybody,
guys will
more.
understand.
I don't feel it yet. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, Naka.
Yodesla is partying with his brother and he's like still watching AOM. That's hardcore, dude.
Indeed. Hey, man, it's a party. It's a party.
Yep. We're trying to make one ourselves. It's kind of not working very well.
I'm gonna prep Discord, honestly.
All right. Then
because I'm still not in.
you know what we could do? We could just have me get Nitro, and then it's high quality suddenly.
Don't worry about me, dude. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
I mean, for generally in the future, like it's not that bad. I can expense it. It's fine.
Okay.
But
all right.
I think we'll just do this, yeah?
Yeah, give me half a second to do some quick little cropping, and then I'll be A-okay.
Oof.
Good enough. Good enough.
All
All right, dude. Ready when
I'm
you
not
are.
sharing audio just yet, so let me do that also. Where's the setting? It should share audio. But if it's not, then we'll fix it. Okay. Starting it. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever 2v2 show match in Age of Mythology Retold. At least I think it's the first. I'm Nakamura, we've got another guy as well casting.
Yes, sorry, and I'm really excited. I'm jumping in here, baby. Iron Maiden here, people. Thanks for, I'm glad that, I don't know who set this up, Naka, but I'm super stoked.
Actually,
really
the guy in the pink did, so if we go to his base, we'll introduce him first. This is JSS's clan, the CountVonCount, playing as Poseidon.
And his teammate, yes, in the blue. So we got Team JSS, CountVonCount and Rapl. The Rapl in the blue playing Thor. And can I tell you something, Naka? It's so perfect that the first like team game show match, the first show match we got going is on Mediterranean. Mediterranean is like the famous overpicked map in all the competitive tournaments back in the day. So here we are yet again on Mediterranean. Anyways, we got Grand Monster in the green for team number 2. What god is he playing? I can't quite...
This is Hades.
Hades, okay.
That's right, and we've got a guy in the yellow as well. This is Apple. He's playing as the new god Freyr. Only appropriate for Age of Mythology Retold, obviously, to show something new here. Now, Mediterranean actually was not a pick this time. It was a random map. So this is going to be a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, random map start. However, the losing team will be picking the next map. And
so
no bans.
FYI, yeah, sorry, we should probably talk about the format. So best of 5, no map bans, no vetoes, none of that. Very simple settings. Basically just the loser picks after this first round of map, loser picks, and there's no god restrictions either. It's basically free pick. So really simple format here.
Yeah, do whatever you want, essentially. Just the losing team picks the next map, that's it.
Now, I think it makes sense as well, since there's no really established meta. We don't really know. There's going to be plenty of variety, I'm sure.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens, and it will show us more about how the game really is. Now, all the players are just setting up for supposedly what's going to be a naval battle with 2 docks respectively is what you can really do. I mean, you can really hard commit to fighting on water if you are super confident that your fishing ships can maintain. Then you can go a triple dock with all of these gods. That can be done, but yeah, Norse and Greek are highly popular right now. Egypt is highly popular, but maybe not on Mediterranean. Haven't seen as much of them, at least. Atlantean are kind of MIA. There's many reasons for that. What do you think makes Greek so good, for example?
I think it's honestly the same as old AOM, the Titans. Athena. Athena, like in general on land, restoration, free minotaurs, hero abuse against your opponent. I'm sure we're going to see that from both the Greek players. Although Count is Poseidon, so CountVonCount in the pink, he actually doesn't get Athena. He has to go. What is he going to go? Is he going to go for Hermes or is he going to go for Ares? Ares is maybe not quite as strong.
Yeah, from CountVonCount, we're seeing a Hermes advance, and then I think I have to. Oh, okay, it shows like the entire teams thing. I'm not sure this Spectator UI quite works yet for team games, because I swapped from Count to Rapl, and then it was showing Hermes and Freya at the same time, but if I go back to Count, it makes Freya go away. So we gotta keep an eye on that.
It's a surprise! It's gonna be a surprise who actually gets up.
Right, Rapl has Freya, he's first. Fastest, typed first in the comments. Very nicely done, Rapl. You are forever remembered. It's gonna be a triple dock setup, by the way, from Grand Monster, but not from Rapl. So he's gonna be very likely outspammed once Grand Monster advances.
Speaking of Grand Monster, real quick, before we get too much into the naval battle, I really quickly want to mention the teams, what the team breakdown is. Rapl and CountVonCount, they are both JSS. Okay, they're both big, especially Count, big team game player, but they're the JSS team. On the other side, Grand Monster and Apple, they're old players, really good buddies together. They've played a million old team games together. So they're currently at the top of the team game ladder, and so we're going to see if JSS can usurp their position at the top of the ladder. That's what this show match is all about, folks.
Yes, and for everybody new to the scene, AOM has always had a thriving clan scene with these clan wars going on. That was just such a focused community event that everybody came around to spectate and enjoy. So it's really nice to see a return to that kind of culture once again. It's not all about the 1v1s, right?
Yep. And honestly, I know that we've said at the beginning, I mentioned that we've seen Mediterranean in team games or tournaments a bajillion times, and we have. But Mediterranean is very different. You can see in Retold, in the classical age, you get all 3 military ships. So the ramming galleys, penteconters, whatever you want to call them, the siege ships, like the arrow ships, you get all 3. So forest fire, Naka, where is it?
I didn't see the notification. I'm clicking it and it's not taking me there. I genuinely did not find it, dude.
Is it on yellow? Is it right there?
Oh.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
The button should be a button. That would be very nice. Because this I'm just guessing. Anyways, we've got a lot of action on the sea. The forest fire ultimately doesn't matter. It's very rare that you get any damage out of that, but it does make the villagers idle. That's what Rapl was really looking for. However, he's being pushed back by Grand Monster as predicted. 3 docks is bigger than 2 docks, and it's also better. The ship combat has been reworked and retold so that there's now all 3 ship types available, whereas in the original game you just had arrow ship fights, which were, it certainly had its skill expression, but it was less exciting. Now there's a lot of death and destruction on the field with the counter triangle. And very nice destruction physics.
And graphics, dude. I think water battles look insanely awesome right now. Look at the ships are on fire. Water looks good. I think it all looks super cool, man.
Yeah, and you can really tell when they are damaged, so you know which ships to watch out for, to pull back them into safety. By the way, there's a much more even fight going on the left side here between Count and Rapl. I'm not even sure who's gonna win here. It looks slightly advantage Count. But this could go either direction, especially if Grandmaster is like, you know what, I've put a dent into Rapl, let's go and help. But actually, he kind of let up right now. I'm not sure what the plan is there. We would have to look at his individual resources. And yeah, he's got a lot of wood right now, good sir. What's happening
700? Holy,
That's
what?
a lot of wood.
Miss
Maybe a
Macca for
donation
Grand
could be
Monster.
considered. Apple might need it. I think he's actually pretty balanced there.
Yeah, nice. Speaking of Apple's playing Freyr, the new Norse god, and yeah, CountVonCount is going to cause a lot of annoyance with Atlanta right there in that wood line. But yeah, back on water, he went up. Apple went up through Uller, so he doesn't get a god power that's relevant on water. Restoration by Grand Monster over on that right-hand side. A couple of his ships are idle, Naka. So that's a good restoration, but still gotta get those things going. Let's get the show on the road. There we go. A little bit of an even fight here as well. It's hard to tell who really has the advantage on water, honestly. Rapl's coming back, Count's kind of pushing, both teams fighting hard.
Yeah, this is really even, exactly as you said. Look, there's the help. The Pentaconners of Count are coming over for the 2v1. I think Rapl really needed that backup right now, as long as his own archer ships focus on the enemy ones. Wait, these hammer ships are actually hammering the triremes back home. That's not their job, but they're doing it anyway.
Teamwork makes the dream work, dude. Well, all four of these players are really good team game players. Rapl won a team game tournament with Matrews a couple of years ago. CountVonCount has been a legend in all the team game tournaments, basically, in old AOMs. And of course, we mentioned Grand Monster and Apple being great teammates themselves. So nice little play there by CountVonCount, but it's not enough to give them a clear advantage, in my opinion. They are looking good though. Grand Monster is behind in the numbers. We did see he did have the really imbalanced economy with a ton of wood and not enough gold. JSS really probably wants to take advantage of this sooner rather than later. Otherwise, Grand Monster he's going to be able to come back on water, keep that fight alive.
Yes,
Nobody's
sir.
taking a second town center, by the way.
Behind this, Rapl is spending everything he's got, whereas CountVonCount is looking like he has a lot of population, might be working himself towards the next age, but this fighting is getting a little bit crazy right now. So many Pentacounters are on the field, and it does seem like Rapl and Count will be obliterating what's on the sea.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was just saying, no, there's no clear advantage. It looks like there is now.
There is now. But, you know, Grand Monster kind of prepared for this. He just took to the next town center, took it over, and, you know, so long as resource-wise he can get to 800 food, any minor god choice will be spawning a myth unit now in the heroic and mythic ages. Each civ has essentially one sea myth unit in these ages, and for the Greek it will be the Scylla, and for the Norse it will be the Kraken, which will no doubt be released at some point. And it doesn't matter if you have a dock or not at the time, you can just make one later and it will still spawn. So that could be a comeback mechanic to take over the sea once more. But you know, the other team, they're no scrubs, and they're gonna be taking their own town center over as well, with the objective to get heroic, so they'll have their own sea monsters. Hopefully they don't delete them.
Well, Beside the sea, like in Retold, you don't get to upgrade your fish until the 3rd age, the heroic age. So the income of fishing ships is obviously really good, but it's not as big of a eco advantage compared to old AOM. So this is a really big advantage for JSS right now, but it's not quite as severe. It's not quite as big as it would have been if we were watching old AOM. So the recovery here.
Sorry, I remain
Go
to interrupt, but the Asgardian and Hill Fort is coming out. You know, if this had been around earlier, Hill Forts have a 6 times multiplier against ships. You should guard your docks with that thing.
Oh.
You'll never
That is
lose
an
your
interesting
docks.
idea.
You would have to use siege ships.
Well, they do have siege ships. That's an interesting idea. That is a very interesting idea.
Yeah, like this way, at least the hammer ships can't touch you. You would just obliterate them.
Yeah. I wonder if that's actually going to be viable at some point in the future.
Maybe next game we'll get to see it if they go for a different map, but still water. You might get to see that. Well, dude, CountVonCount on land at 3 town centers, Rapl at 3 town centers, Grand Monster just reaching it himself. But these guys have been booming. Oh wait, Rapl only now getting the 3rd, but still, he's had the 2nd one for so long as well, and he's got a nice fishing economy. By the way, you said the fishing economy is smaller. It's 0.5 per second gather rate here that we're looking at, and for Grandmaster, he's eating some pigs right now. That is a oh, they just finished? No, it's a 0.99, so almost 2-to-1 advantage. Villagers plus the fishing ships have to take a long road back home to drop off. So the effective rate is pretty garbage, actually. It's better than 0. So it's good to have those fishing ships, but it's not a giant advantage.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking
everybody's
of a
going
giant
heroic.
Well, I mean, indeed, this is everybody. So I think that on land, the transition onto land has been really good for Rapl and Count. They very quickly saw that, boom, they took over water, boom, they're onto land now. So I think the reaction time by JSS really nicely done. And at this point in time, Apple and Grand Monster are in really sketchy position, especially Apple in the yellow over on the left-hand side. Count is dropping a fortress right in his face. He doesn't have that forward town center secure, so it's going to be potentially 4-2 TCs for a CountVonCount here in just a minute. There goes the free skill up. Yeah. Well,
What did she do to you? That wasn't deserved. We've got the Kraken, of course, on the sea as well. This fortress push is terrifying, however. It's covered by all these ships, so you can't just go in with melee units to take it down. Not at all. So, Apple is in a lot of trouble right now. He's got only the 1 town center as well, so Count could just take this over and have an absolute population boom. Bear in mind now, he also has access to Curse, so any fight he should be very easily able to win. His buddy Rapl has flaming weapons as well as all these battle boars. Oh my god, he's not even joking.
Neither am I. I'm not even joking. I don't think there's a way for Apple to stay in this game, dude. CountVonCount is too good of a player. So despite what happens on the right side between Rapl and Grand Monster, I think Count is just going to finish off this game. He's a good enough player to do so. You saw the reaction time after winning water. Boom, directly onto land. You know, these guys, this ain't their first rodeo, that's for sure.
Nah, he's printing these Petrobolos. He's queuing up Artemis in advance. His resources right now are getting there. He just needs a little bit of food, and then he's got Artemis with Earthquake. These guys are already sieging him, so I think he's saving Earthquake actually to bully Grand Monster, while Rapl is probably setting up for a giant Ragnarok. The pigs are in a good position right now to have an engagement. He is actually not queuing up for the H4 just yet. Might engage here with flaming weapons on those archers. Okay, the Huskar are in position, and they're gonna get tempested.
What is happening? Everything is happening all at once. The battle boars can potentially be so sick exactly to buck all of the units.
Yeah, they're
The
getting
Tempest
slowed
is
down and like chilled, but they're not quite freezing. It's not enough. Tempest is good, but only if you're already kind of winning. It just makes sure that you're winning super hard, but in a situation like this, that left us wishing for more. We also have a Nidhogg on the field, however, but between the fortresses, with the bonus damage against flying, as well as all these heroes, it's not doing so hot right now. Although the fire giants are nice.
Yeah, and the rock giants, dude. Rock giants, stone giants, whatever they're called. Are they rock or stone? I can't remember.
Rock.
Rock giant. Okay. Dude,
They have a taunt ability to everyone that's new. They force everyone around them to attack them specifically, and they're giga tanks.
This is actually, he went up just a moment ago. Apple went up through hell, and so that's why you can Nidhogg. You see all the fire giants as well. I know we're looking at Grand Monster over here in Rapl. That's kind of evened out in my opinion. They're still on 3-3 TCs, honestly. Artemis just came in for CountVonCount.
Well, Earthquake can't be far off. Oh, he's just clicking it into the main. The TC was already weak. Well, now it's certainly weaker. Oh my god, everything's toast. What face?
Whoa, dude. That was brutal. That was really brutal.
Dragon just drops on the ground in tears. He doesn't want to do this anymore. And Apple does not want to do this anymore either. He's out. Grand Monster's out. And Team JSS takes game 1.
Very nice game, man. Really interesting game. It wasn't... I don't know. It was hard for me to comprehend what was happening on water just because of the 3 types of military ships that you can get. Suddenly Apple was down and on population. Suddenly JSS took over and they just kind of rode that to victory. So nice transition, honestly, onto land for JSS. I think that was well handled.
Wow, look at this chart, dude. Rapl almost he almost more than doubled the resource gathering from Apple. That's crazy. Overall, he's had the best performance in this game according to the stats.
Yeah, really well played. A 418 time as well. If you look at the advanced time real quick, Naka technology tab. Yeah, 418, 435, 446, 505. The one thing that I think is very interesting is that on Mediterranean, the advanced times are already very figured out. In the past, we only had access to the aero ships, and so the meta, the advanced times, everything was very figured out. We knew exactly what we were getting into. But that's definitely different now. There's the 3 military ships, the advanced times, who knows, the temples cost more. I think that's going to be really interesting to see if Mediterranean is going to change meta-wise over the next, over the next little bit of Retold.
Yep, strong agree about that for sure. Once again, game 2 is going to be the Rapl's game as a lobby, so we're going to try to find that. And because we were already behind 5 minutes, it should be ready to go for us, I hope.
Indeed.
Otherwise,
I'm gonna try and jump into this one again, by the way, on my own side, just to see if it works.
Yeah, I'll keep the stream running. If it works, then we stop the stream. Not the stream, the Discord one, guys. Don't worry.
Just the Discord one to me. Mihil asks, what do I think of Retold, loving it or missing AOT? Well, I'll tell you one thing, I'm missing vanilla. I'm a vanilla boy. I'm a vanilla boy at heart, always will be. That'll never change. But in my opinion, Naka, I'm not sure what you think, but Retold reminds me of the old ESO days, like 15, 20 years ago. Everything is really exciting. Everything is really new. The graphics are really cool, amazing. We just saw all the amazing graphics on water. Naka's got a beast of a PC that we were watching as well, so he can display those bad boys, in with amazing detail. It's awesome. It feels there are some imbalances, but we're still in the pre-release stage of the game, so that's surely going to be smoothed over. We have big tournaments on the horizon. Everything just seems very positive. There's a couple of features that are missing that the developers are probably working on ironing out, stuff like that. I'm very positive. I have my requests, my feature requests, my whatever that I'm waiting for. But in general, my reaction is very, very positive. How about you, Naka?
I'll keep it simple. Same.
Okay.
I'm not a vanilla boy though, but I'm also not a gigantic fan of the Titans expansion. So there's that. There's definitely aspects of both that I did like. So I think parts of Atlantean are cool. I really love the rework they got in Retold, however. Now that's nice.
In what manner?
That they have to make more villagers now, and they are gathering favor from oracles. Like, I really enjoy these reworks overall. That's I think my favorite part of Retold, that it's really freshening up the game. Then my second favorite thing is that we have servers, and everything's quite smooth like that. The third favorite thing is that there's no military autoqueue in ranked, which makes everything a lot more sweaty and competitive. And
I like to sweat.
yeah, the one after that is that we get all these new people, all the new viewers, so that we can be more successful as content creators and bring the game in front of more people.
Well, dude, aside from that, it's just when I said that it feels like the old multiplayer ESO days. Over the last several years, for the old version of the game, the Titans expansion, even on extended edition, the communities, the multiplayer communities were kind of broken out into Game Ranger, Voobly, extended edition, single player
God.
online. Exactly, just everybody. It was very sparse, small population. There was a nice little healthy competitive scene, sure, but it was small, this, that, and the other. Anyway, so part of the reason why I think it's so exciting and satisfying, etc., that Retold is out and really unifying all those different communities, and so we're all coming together, and it's just a more population. You could queue up to play a ranked game on the ladder, and you just play against some random dude that, who knows, you don't know your opponent. That's the big thing, is that in a lot of the competitive scene recently, you know your opponent. And there's something more magical and exciting about really not knowing A, what the defined meta is, B, who you're playing against. There's just so much more exciting exploration that you get to do. People's different interpretations on the game, seeing how they approach the game in different ways. It's really exciting and refreshing. Anyways, it's really cool
That
to
thing.
spread that thing, of course. It's cool to have, just see everybody else enjoying the game and everything. But just to see all the different perspectives and the actual increase in population.
Oh yeah,
it's
all
just really
these new
exciting.
faces coming together. Like, you get AoE 2 versus AoE 4 crowds in our game. Like, what? That's nuts. That's so cool. All these new approaches coming in from the outside. Obviously, we gotta give them some time so that they can acclimatize, but give it 2-3 months, we're gonna see some crazy stuff, I'm sure. I really hope to see some new pros. Obviously, the big events we're doing, they'll participate in most likely.
100%. You say new pros, for example, the existing pros, the big names that most people recognize: Mista, Magic, Matreus, Rapl, Count, the guys we're watching now, Rapl, Count, Soup, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're obviously going to be, the top players in Retold, but like Naka just said, there's plenty of other competitors that are coming back to the game, or they're coming from other games, or maybe the new style of Retold doesn't quite fit the existing experts. It seems like Chemo's having a little bit of some problems, really having success in Retold, for example. So I think there's going to be a big shakeup on the competitive scene. And so we have the Red Bull tournament coming up, and the qualifier in just a few weeks. It's going to be very interesting to see what that qualifier looks like, how it shapes up.
Yeah, Chemo's struggle is interesting. Like, people are giving him a really hard time about it, but I've seen his stream, and I think he really needs a PC upgrade because he's playing at 30 FPS. That's not gonna fly in competitive play. It's just too restricting. Your units are not going to be very responsive. You're not going to be able to react as fast to things, and just overall not a healthy way to play the game. So I really hope he gets that sorted out, and surely he will be back to form in no time.
He's still competing, like by all means, he's still competing. But actually, Naka, I have another comment specific to Chemo. So there are Age of Mythology first was released at the end of 02, the Titans in 04, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're a Titans player, you could have been playing the Titans for 20 years, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of pro players or top players, top players, whatever, who are successful and at the top because they have so much experience in the game. There's other players who might be really strategic, they're really mechanically inclined, and they're successful for those reasons. But there's a certain level of intuition and understanding about the game that you acquire over so much experience. And I think that Chemo is one of those players, that he has so much success and feel and intuition and everything about the game because of how much he's played. And so that experience is what really gives him his successful edge. Anyway, so with Retold, it's still AOM, but it's different. So you can't rely on that. You can't rely on that same level of experience because your experience might be wrong in Retold, if that makes sense.
Yes, you have to forget a lot when you're playing Retold. There's so many design reworks, so many stuff that just changed, right? We're not just talking about balance changes, but new abilities getting introduced, myth units having a completely different role, the combat being faster, so unit interactions completely change. You're looking at a certain type of battle and you're like, I can take this. Well, maybe no, you can't, because there's more counter unit power overall now in Retold, so they can certainly carry certain battles that they wouldn't have been able to before.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just really exciting, man. It really, I think genuinely, it really reminds me of just the old days. The old days with, better graphics, better hardware, all that stuff. It's really cool.
So, can you see the lobby now?
No, and I don't have any filters applied, nothing, and I can't see anything just yet. Okay. But there's one more thing I want to mention, Naka, before we get past that part of the conversation. So far, Microsoft or World's Edge, whoever, they've announced that they're going to be adding a couple of Wait, have they announced DLCs or have they announced?
So
is it DLCs or is it civilizations?
We obviously have Freyr, but the Chinese are coming, so that's already information that's out there. They have said that they're completely reworking the whole thing, so it's not Tale of the Dragon, it's a completely new thing.
So we do have Freyr, a 4th Norse major god that you can already play with right now, but there's also at least the China civilization that's going to be added, who knows, at least, more potentially in the future as well. So speaking of just what's really exciting and fresh, already Freyr, we saw Apple in the yellow on that previous game. He was playing Freyr, and of course he didn't shine, unfortunately. I don't think Freyr is going to be a powerhouse on Mediterranean. But even so, there's some really cool god powers that Freyr brings along, with a new set of minor gods as well.
Agreed. Hey, I'm really excited. The lobby's ready. They're 10 minutes in this time. It just didn't show up for 10 minutes.
Is it the Rapl or?
The Rapl, yep. I'll just chill at 5 seconds and wait there for you.
Okay, cross your fingers again. Flaming Wizard said he's getting Retold today. He's so excited. Well, I'm excited for you, brother. I'm excited for you.
News. I think people should support this. Sure, like Iron Man said, we have all a bunch of concerns and criticisms and other things starting with the letter C, but it's going to be resolved, I'm sure. So they're planning long-term support here. This is already a better launch than many other RTS games have been, including within the Age franchise, including in the modern era of it. So like AoE 4 definitely had a rougher start than what we already have today here. So as far as I'm concerned, Try to fix replays for September 4th, and we're Gucci, honestly, in terms of launch. Because you know, not
Gucci,
being able to
baby.
watch our own replays or send them in to Iron Maiden to cast is not ideal. Everything else, though, could wait several weeks to be fixed, realistically. That one is a little bit hard to swallow.
Naka, I think. Yeah, I think I'm stuck at please wait, please wait, please wait. So let's do game number 2 through Discord again, and then I'm just gonna restart my game, see if that helps.
Yeah, okay. Have you tried several
cool.
times this time?
I just got the the join game error unavailable, so I'm just gonna quit and
Yes.
use Discord. Okay.
So I shouldn't wait for you to
when you're ready.
restart.
No. Let's go through Discord. Go through Discord.
Okay,
It's all
yes,
good.
sir. We'll do that. I'll close Rapl stream to save system resources. It should be still up, by the way.
Yeah. We're good.
We're good? Okay, then
Yep.
I'll swap over here on my own stream, and hopefully the scoreboard is correct. No, it's flipping the teams, so I have to adjust this before we start every time.
All good, dude.
We gotta develop the meta place casting tool so I can very easily manage this and not have to open OBS. All right. And what else do I gotta do? I gotta hide my chat. I've been showing that the whole time game on. Sorry guys, you couldn't see some things. But now it's gonna be better. Iron Maiden, let's do this.
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game 2 of this best of 5 2v2 show match where Team JSS wants to take down the top boys in the team leaderboard in the blue color. Spawning as Gaia, this is the Greek god himself. This is Rapl.
Rapl playing Gaia? Where did that come from? What?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. He's Atlantean here, not Greek, but kind of Greek. Gaia's a titan of Greece. It's fine. Intro is fine. It's saved.
It's close enough. It's close enough. And his teammate, CountVonCount, over in the purple? That's pink. Wait, no, in the pink.
It's
in
pink?
the pink. Count is playing pink. Sorry. We got purple, we got pink, blue, red. All these colors are going to be super similar. Anyway, we also have Count playing Gaia as well. So we got the Gaia boys really on Team JSS.
That. I'm really curious what the strat's gonna be. Hey, on the other side, we got a similar color though, so try not to get confused. Good luck, everyone. In the purple, we have Grand Monster playing as Thor.
Thor, that's what I like to see, baby. Thor for Grand Monster. Click over to app. Now we're talking. This is what I expected. Not Rapl, Apple. Not Rapl, Apple. Apple going raw, right?
Rapl.
Yes. Apple is not going to be playing against Rapl, but he is going to be playing raw. So we got Gaia against Thor raw.
All right, Iron Maiden, tell me about what the combo is here. Obviously, Grand Monster, as for going through Freya, should be able to at least forest fire one of these Gaia forests, right? So that's very nice. It will get the villagers off the thing. A little bit of idle time there. Potentially some damage if the town center is nearby. Then Set has Shifting Sands, which we might get to see used here in a team game in particular. This is a huge map and they're separate. So rushing and doubling one player has high potential in my view, especially if as Norse you could proxy up. But yeah, this Wolfsucker is staying home. So yeah, given this information, what would you guess is the move?
Well, you know, we see double Gaia is obviously going to be. They're just the map is Watering Hole. Watering Hole, typically, and as you can see, pretty dadgum safe resources. So Gaia booming on 2 town centers, maybe going for a really big robot spam, aka automatons. If we see like 50 automatons between these two guys, that would be so insane.
Okay,
right?
so the Skynet strat, got it.
Yeah, exactly. Terminator. They're going to terminate Apple and Grand Monster Apple, Apple Monster, whatever we call this team. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure. I have not seen a lot of a lot of Gaia usage so far in Retold.
Right.
So I'm just trying to use some ideas from just generally the benefits of Gaia. I mean, what else would you expect aside from just a big boom, a big 2TC boom? The town centers are very forward for everybody. The third town centers are very forward. So we're probably going to see 2TCs into, you know, kind of some delayed action, a lot of boring booming for the next 10 minutes or so, and then a whole lot of cataclysm, you know, eventually. But the thing is that Thor and Ra can have a pretty darn decent boom themselves, especially on watering holes, because there's that exact. Oh, dude, look at all. Oh my! What? How many hippos is that? It's like 10 hippos at the back of Grand Monster's base. Are you kidding me?
I'll give a reference to
Wow.
the Dark Souls players. Fatty.
Okay.
Yep.
By the way, we're not going to have robots from everybody. We just got
Aw.
Oceanus from Rapl.
It's a
Wait.
2TC?
Yeah.
Wait, that's so
Yeah,
risky, dude. Oh my god, what if you get
think?
doubled? Rapl isn't here to help. Oh my god.
You think? Well, you think he's going to get doubled against Ra and Thor? Maybe with
You
some shifting sands
really
action.
cannot lure. You cannot rule that out. With Ptah,
Yeah.
anything's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Well, okay.
Wait, does shifting sands
It's-
work on allies?
I don't know.
How does that work? I've not seen it done in Retold yet. I don't play many team games myself, so much to learn. I still have apparently.
I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see that though. Actually, I'm
Fair
curious
enough.
what Apple is going for.
Well, let's take a look at his resources super quickly here. I think we need to use that interface a little more, Maiden. I think that's gonna lend itself to better casting. But this is a fast heroic.
Yeah.
He's already saved up. He's making the armory right now. Yeah, it's fast heroic. But which fast heroic is it gonna be? We're about to find out as he drops off a little bit more. But in the meantime, we can check what Grand Monster is doing. He looks more like a classical fighty to me. There's a lot of raiding cav. I'm not quite sure where they are on the minimap. I don't see them anywhere. So he's just...
I think he's a little slow producing, actually. Those
Yeah.
are just the first couple that he's popped out.
They do appear to be.
There we go.
We've got the Valkyrie out here, but Rapl obviously spread out his forests. Which is smart. It's a smart
I have
boy.
a prediction, Naka. I have a prediction.
Yes.
I think because we already know that Count is going 2 TCs, and the JSS Grand Monster and Apple, they don't know about how the number of town centers. So if he's going 1 TC, I predict maybe he's gonna do a scare brush against Rapple, and Grand Monster with the raiding cavalry is going to support it. That's my prediction. They're going to try and take out one of the players, presumably Rapple, with a big shift. Oh. Okay, and never mind. We got Sobek coming in,
Sobek.
not Sekman. Well, it's gonna be hard to do a scarab rush with Sobek, that's for sure.
Man, I just wish we had 4 rows of production queues here, then we could see what everybody is making, because shifting through all these menus, we're gonna miss stuff. That's just gonna be the norm. Anyway, what's the purpose of the rock then? I'm guessing you could just pick up the Veget and Pistachio and travel across the map, do a locust, and then pick off whatever's left. That could be a move, but you don't have the hot pickups anymore. With the rock, it has this landing ability, which you don't get the tooltips as a spectator, sadly. But yeah, you land essentially, and then you can garrison in or out. So a lot of the mobility of the rock is gone, even though it still has some pretty decent speed at 4.8. Also, look at how big this bird is. Oh my god, it's in my face.
Yeah.
We gotta zoom out.
And you know, Naka, this I'm so glad that we have some aggression here. Really?
Rapple's running a little bit into the forest fire, but he's got throwing axemen to worry about here and very little Turma to deal with the situation. They are doubling up, however, on Grand Monster here, and yet he's holding. The Carnivora, of course, eating that house. It must be quite tasty. Should use the ability on a raiding cavalry or something if possible, but doesn't manage to.
Okay, double Carnivoro over on Rappl's side. He's able to handle this aggression, however. Okay, no problemo.
And the camels are coming around now to help. Unfortunately, they're not very good against Murmillo, of course. They also seem to have the serrated blade upgrade, which causes these guys to bleed. Whatever they hit, it's essentially damage over time, just like the poison damages that we're seeing in Retold. So Eti has poison at home.
Whoa, that's cool. I didn't know about that. Cool. Okay, I'm really surprised to see all this, 1 TC action, in all sincerity. Maybe I'm used to old AOM where there's just so much booming, just mass booming in team games. But this is a good amount of aggression here from all the players. We only see Count who's really booming, honestly.
There could be 2 reasons for that, Iron Maiden. It could be, number 1, it's a new game and aggression is just harder to react to as a defensive player. It takes time to build the strategies that handle aggression. So in the early days, it might dominate and then stabilize, or maybe Retold's balance just changed how the game is played towards this. I think it's a bit of both, personally, but certainly the lethality of the combat is up. We can say that for certain. That's just a fact.
Oh, yeah.
But the strategies don't necessarily have to lend themselves to too much aggression. So we'll see.
Well, even so, it's about 10 minutes into the game. I'm pretty sure... Oh, yeah, and so far, it's only Count who has that second town center. This is a decent reign by Apple here. No additional town center for him either. That's not very common to see Raw without a second TC at 10 minutes into the game. I'm a little bit surprised here. Yeah, fairly fast mythic with some camels, mixed in there. That's true.
Yeah, not a naked
Osiris
fast
definitely
mythic,
strong.
of course. Just a faster than normal one. But he will need to secure a second gold mine, and that could be very problematic with CountVonCount looming outside of the base. Rapl should be probably thinking about it, but he's got Grand Monster here to worry about. So a little bit of a 1v1 situation forming here. The rock drop is happening. It's able to also tank a lot of hits because it has 600 HP now to allow for it to, land in the bases like that. And Murmillo are chasing this away though for the most part.
That's such bullcrap, dude. Get rocks out of the game, right, Naka?
you want to have the conversation, okay. I do like rocks, ladies and gentlemen. Iron Maiden does not like rocks. That's the backstory to this. We're basically at odds about how they should be looking. I'm heavily, pro micro, and Iron Maiden's position is more like, let's not have too many crazy asymmetries like this.
My position is I hate rocks, simple as that.
Yes.
Don't overcomplicate it, Naka.
It's not overcomplicated. You don't like the rock, I like the rock. I do think there need to be good counters to it, though. I don't want to be unfair.
I mean, by all means, Naka. We can talk about asymmetries all day, but this is too much of an asymmetry, in all sincerity.
It's manageable.
From which perspective? From the pro-rock perspective? I'm not so sure.
Well, as long as players are properly prepared, anything can be done. That's just how it's always been. As long as Egypt isn't overbearing in the late stages, then the rock being a counterable unit, hopefully, should be valid, right? It just needs to be counterable.
No, not in the slightest. No, not in the slightest, Naka. Not in the slightest. But okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I think I got you though, Naka. I think I got you to bite on my little fishing pole.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's a good discussion to have.
But there's a game going on. We can argue about rocks later. We can argue.
Yeah,
about
we have
the
break for this, the in between games. So we're gonna rip this rock open. Hey, this is nice.
Oh, was that a shifting sands?
I think it must have been, but we missed it.
Okay, let's focus back on this game. I told you shifting sands. I told you shifting sands. Maybe not a scarab rush, but we do have an elephant rush, baby.
Oh,
Hello.
oh, the locust getting both ends of the villagers, but yeah, obviously the garrison will save them against that thing. It's not quite as damaging as it used to be, but guess what? The Atlantia villagers are a lot weaker. They're 2 population as opposed to 3, so there's more of them, and they're weaker. And oh my god, they're falling left and right. The focus fire from the Vegets and the camels, just taking them down.
Just listen to that, Naka. That's music to my ears. It's music to my ears, baby.
Oh!
Dying.
It ate an entire elephant. Where did it go? It's underground now. That's a big chomp right there.
That is a big jump, man. You'd think that the carnivore would be full after that, but we have a counterattack over. CountVonCount finally gets some action going on his own side.
Apple's in so much trouble, Iron Maiden. All these archers are ready to intercept and take him down. Well, the villagers are running the wrong way as well. So they're kind of presenting a larger target there. Units are struggling to keep up though. The pathing kind of is bumpy like this. You can't get very easy surrounds on villagers. But hey, just focus fire them down and kill them one at a time then. It's the best you can do right now.
Dude, so we got Rapl, who's just about dead, but not completely. Apple, who's just about dead. He does have a town center still. So we got Rapl and Apple are just about dead. And we got, yes, we got Grand Monster and Count who are big business.
Oh, behemoths!
Did you not notice that?
I didn't see the behemoths.
Yeah, come on, man.
I saw the TC toast. I didn't see the behemoths. I was wondering what that was. But now we know.
Now we know, baby. Okay, so who's gonna take this game? The boom of CountVonCount in the pink compared to the Grand Monster Thor play, plus Rapl is not completely dead on the other side. I think Rapl and Grand Monster might be toast. Apple got completely decimated after that shifting sands attack, dude.
The elephants are trying to push the issue. I don't think that's gonna happen. It would be probably nice for Apple to somehow receive resources from his buddy Grand Monster so that he can build a village center. You no longer have to have a town center to make villagers. You can put it anywhere. So for the recovery, it would be rather useful. Or maybe he just takes this town center here in the back, so long as nobody's looking. But guess what? Count's here. Knock, knock.
Dude, I forgot about villager centers. This is the exact reason why villager centers exist. You get completely decimated, but you can still survive despite the settlement positions. You can build those village centers and rebuild yourself. I don't know if it's gonna work though, man. Count is at 31,000 scores. So far ahead in score.
The entire opposition by himself.
Exactly. Holy smokes, man. The boom shall succeed here, I predict. I don't know if Grand Monster can hold this. He's got a whole bunch of Contarius there just waiting to go ravage Grand Monster and Apple. Is there any way they can hold on?
Hold on to this. Oh, the Implode is gonna wreck this entire base. I'm pretty sure it's gonna pull in a lot of these throwing axemen. He's bringing in some of his own Atlantean units to add to the damage. It's time for the black hole to spawn. Come on, do it. Ooh.
Oh. Ouch. That had to hurt.
What base?
Yeah. I smell burnt toast, Naka. I don't know about you, but I smell burnt toast. I believe Grand Monster and Apple may be toast at this
I almost burned my toast today, but it was nothing compared to this. Dude,
your toast didn't get imploded.
This is dumpster fire. Grand Monster and Apple are in so much trouble in this best of 5. I'm not sure they're gonna last very much longer in this one. They're gonna have to have some miraculous situation to even have a chance of coming back. What could they possibly do at this point? The Contarius are gonna be in the villager line here. The tree cutters are probably toast. A bunch of chariots are not gonna change that.
Oh yeah. It's not like chariots, and there's the game, dude, and there's the game. Well played by JSS. That was an amazing Shifting Sands attack, but, you know, too much. It was too much. He left himself open. Apple left himself open, and boom, Count got the best of him. Nice.
Yeah, very nice match once more. We've got just CountVonCount absolutely dominating. I mean, look at this chart. This speaks for itself. I don't need to say words anymore.
A picture speaks 1,000 words. A picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
1,000 at least. Oh, wow. Wow.
Maybe 31,000.
41,000 total resources collected. Meanwhile, poor Apple here, just 16k. I mean, alright. Alright,
That's
Count.
a little surprising, man.
Why isn't this guy at the top of the leaderboard again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He needs to play more 2v2, I think.
Well, you know, speaking of that, in all sincerity, we have not seen a ton of Atlantean on the 1v1 ladder, but maybe if you think back to the old AOM days, a god like Thor was really popular for years, but then popularity completely dropped off once players knew how to abuse it. But Thor maintained his viability in team games. So I wonder if Gaia and Atlantean right now might have a little bit more success in team games compared to the 1v1s, possibly.
They very well might, Iron Maiden. They very well might. We will certainly
Maybe.
find out as we go deeper into the game's lifetime. In the first few weeks, it's really a free-for-all, right? In terms of what god is good on what map. We do have a few emerging strategies, of course, that are starting to become a little repetitive. So, like, we know the Minotaurs are a little nuts, yes. We know that Odin has a really good food economy, therefore he can just, you know, really boom and have a good time raiding. Doesn't have to necessarily be out on the map with the villagers himself. We know that Hades has excellent late game. We know that Lightning Storm can ravage entire armies, as well as damage buildings. So Zeus has a lot of comfort with that timing as well. Leading up to it are strong minor gods. We know that Set's very easily able to secure a lot of food himself, so he kind of ends up being like the Egyptian Odin. With potential for aggression. He gets so many discounts. Basically everything for Set is just cheap. So these are the emerging trends at the moment, I think. But Atlanteans in 1v1 are a little tough because you get your citizens attacked by some units. It's very difficult to get them out of trouble. They get surrounded so easily. So the big massacres are gonna happen, I think, if you are exposed, if you're not walled off. That's something to watch out for if you're trying to play Atlanteans.
Indeed. Even so, the game's still fresh. So you don't really know what it's going to turn into. Actually, now that you mention it, Naka, Atlantean is the similar, not the same, but similar compared to old AOM. But you know, there's big differences with your economy because of the citizens. Exactly what you were just saying. So to harken back to a comment that I was making earlier about players who rely on experience for their success to be a high level player, you can't, you know, like for example, chemo, you can't use the exact same strategies and perspective from old AOM with new AOM, with new Retold, because it's essentially, it's kind of like a different game. So I wonder if maybe Atlantean players, maybe they need to take a step back and re-approach Atlantean. Do you see what I'm saying? Like maybe they're not seeing a lot of success because they're trying to play AOT version of Atlantean instead of Retold version of Atlantean. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, you're right. And you know, Chad just mentioned that Gaia's Lush is, you know, it's not only regenerating your units on it, which is great by itself, but also channels makes it so that your villagers and caravans move faster on that Lush. So if you spread your Lush throughout your trade route, and especially connecting to your ally in a team game, that's huge. But you do need the channels upgrade, and the double Gaia might have been because of that, because they were planning for a longer game. But Watering Hole doesn't always lend itself to that, as we've seen, due to the doubling situation. You're just so
Dude,
far from your ally. But big brain
I've said it.
ideas, I think.
Dude, that's exactly why I've said it once and I'll say it again. Watering Hole is the best map, dude. It's the best map because of all the potential strategies. I could talk about it again. By all means, I could repeat my whole opinion on this. I love Watering Hole. I think it's the best map in the game. As simple as that. But once again, I kind of thought we would see a lot of economy play, but we saw a lot of crazy aggression in that game, in all sincerity. Only Count was the one that was booming, and it did win him the game. So maybe things will trend that way in the long term, inevitably. But still, it's exciting to see all the aggression and whatnot. You don't really expect it again.
Yeah, and Watering Hole is just that kind of map that is absolutely loaded when it comes to food. So you can always have villagers out there and gathering at a high efficiency. The next hunting patch is not going to be far away either, although you do have to work on protecting them. And then when it comes to the later stages, the trade route between the two players is ginormous. It's so long, therefore your caravans will be bringing home a ton. Although I do think Retold has removed that aspect of the team trade bonus, didn't they? Or they reduced it.
Oh, really? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Something happened with it. I remember that. I'm sorry. Maybe chat can help. Some Team Game Pro around and tell us what happened to the trade bonus, because that was really, really dominant in the old game. It steered games in a certain direction for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of changes in the game, Gaia's Lush, like you just mentioned it gives an eco bonus, the movement speed, etc.
Yes.
But there's a change in the buildings that produce Lush. It's not, let's see, it's only economy buildings?
So town centers, yes, and the manors, as well as the what's their face? The
Economic Guild?
Thank you. Exactly. That one. So you can place the economic guilds once you run out of the other stuff, and that essentially spreads your lush. Very nice to have the extra regeneration on the front line. As long as you're patient with it, you can generate a lot of value with that thing, because it applies to your entire army on there.
I think I like that change because you saw in so many games on old AOM, Gaia during a ceasefire or a push or something like that would send a citizen forward and drop a military barracks around or counter barracks or whatever on a town center, and it would stop. It would prevent you or prevent their opponent from building the town center. So not only would you get the lush around a barracks, but you also get the barracks to produce units to continue fighting, if that makes sense. So I believe that possibility for Gaia still exists, but you can't drop a military barracks or a military building in order to lush the town center and stop it from going up.
Yeah, it has to be these specific buildings that we mentioned, so that's definitely the case. Yeah. And the other thing to consider is that the opposition players can actually put buildings on your lush too. So it's no longer a building blocker. You can't just put a economic guild on their settlement and block the town center from being made. That's no longer a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. I used to be crazy for that in DM games. It's so fun, but probably for the best that one. That's not fun to be on the receiving end for. Yeah.
Naka. So I think you and we disagree. We agree on plenty, but we have very severe differences of opinions on certain things. That Gaia Lush can go suck a duck, dude. Get out of here. Blocking town centers with that. You would be the kind of guy like, oh, I'm gonna do it. It's great. I like rock rating. I like Gaia Lushing.
No. I just said it's for the best they got rid of that. I
Okay,
said I
but
did
you
it
also said that
sometimes
you
because
liked
it's
it.
good. I liked to do it because it's effective, not because I actually enjoyed bullying like that. Uh,
Okay, fine. Okay,
so
fine.
I,
Okay.
I, I think it's for the best because now that is frustrating to play against, and the only way you stop it is, you actually concentrate on just that specific thing, rather than just, you know, um, spreading out. It's not the simplest thing to do.
Well, indeed. Well, so there's a few things. There's a few things like that that I'm happy about not existing anymore. A few rage-inducing little details.
Hunt delete,
We don't
for
need to.
example.
Yeah, I mean by all move.
Wall
Yeah.
chips around wonders. Now that's a thing. Oh my god, that was terrible. You can just delete wall chips now very, very quickly. So if people do make them, not only are your siege weapons going to obliterate them in general, because they're weak by themselves if they're not connected to a wall, but also there's splash damage on your siege weapons. So if there's many next to each other, they just all get blasted.
That is a good point. That's a very good point. So I think, well, even so, I was always, I wasn't fine necessarily with wall chips around Wonder. I think it's lame by all means. Um, but it wasn't the biggest of deals. I know, like in the Metaplays tournaments, you guys added the wall chip rules around towers and whatnot. I disagreed with it though. I never implemented those rules, those wall chip rules around in any of my tournaments.
Well, that's okay. Well,
Um,
now you don't need to anyway, and we don't need to because the game just added new mechanics to deal with it. So I
yeah,
think that's a really nice way to do it.
I agree. I 100% agree. I
Because
100% agree. So you could,
even the community did their own balance patches, and this could have been, to be honest, done on a balance patch level. So, like, we could have implemented a massive multiplier on the siege weapons against specifically the wall connectors. That could have been done on the Voobly patch level, for example.
true. True. Well, but still, I like that you can still wall chip if you want to, but there's a counter to it as well with the like you just said, the siege mechanic.
Mm.
So I don't know. I like the options. I like the options.
So
I don't, however, like options for rocks.
I think I think we've been chit-chatting for a while now, and I'm gonna dodge this bait right now because it's 12 minutes into Rapple's stream for the game, and we still don't have the lobby. What is happening?
Yeah, I can't find it either. Do you know if he for sure was a host?
I don't know. I imagine that because nobody messaged me, they would continue doing their thing as usual.
Yeah.
But maybe the game is just not very good at listing games, which is a disaster, to be completely honest with you. This is gonna go in the review, man. If
Yeah.
if they don't patch it on September 4th, because I'm not waiting 20 minutes for a game to maybe start. And I'm certainly not spending thousands of dollars to make a tournament that's full of these 15-minute waits between every match. That's just we're gonna bleed viewers from peaks.
Well, can you imagine waiting for chemo plus the game not showing up? That just sounds like a nightmare.
We had problems with waiting for chemo already and losing viewers at that time, and that was with lobbies instantly getting us into the game as spectators. So imagine the combo. Imagine.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Shivering. I'm shaking in my boots.
Well, plus I'm lucky enough that I've been able to watch your Discord stream. So if I was
Lucky.
doing my own thing, well, yeah, I'd just be screwed in all sincerity.
I think it was all skill, Iron Maiden. There's no luck involved here. Naka has
gotta go
some negative
train more.
criticism. Unbelievable. That's why. Yeah, Chelna. It's it's my fault RTS is dying. Yes, because I
But
criticized.
at the same time, Chen, like, we were a little bit earlier, we were also praising how awesome
Yes.
Retold is, so
It's
it's not perfect.
It's these multiplayer commentary feature set that is extremely weak in Retold, and the gameplay is super sick, right? Like, sure, there's a bunch of issues in there. Again, technical ones, like pathing sometimes a little wonky and villagers are a little silly, but like the core gameplay is freaking excellent. AOM has never been better.
Indeed.
That's, I think,
By
the factoid.
By the way, I gotta jump in. Count is actually hosting this time.
Oh my. By the
just found
gods!
Yeah, I just found it.
Plea.
I'm trying to jump in. I am waiting. Yet again, I am waiting. I was able to spectate like the last several days, dude. I'm not sure why right now I'm having such a problem. Join game error, unavailable. They're almost 16 minutes into that game as well.
Yeah, if there's a game 4, it's not guaranteed, guys. It's not guaranteed. JSS is kicking butt today. But if there's a game 4, then we might not get to see it if it's short.
I see you're struggling to get in as well.
I am.
Bummer, dude.
Maybe I need to try harder to get in.
I'm trying here. Like, I'm patient. I'm so patient. Come on, Retold. I'm being patient.
Effort. Grunting sounds.
Patient. Come on! Well, if both of us can't get in, that sucks.
I'm crossing my tentacles. Hurry up. You can do it.
Game's not over. I don't... Uh-oh. Dude, I think we might have missed the game.
No.
Dude,
they randomly changed the host, and it's like the game is not named, unavailable.
No games found. I think we missed game 3.
No.
Do you have Rapple's stream open? Can you check real quick?
Oh, I didn't. And before it's gonna hit me with an ad. Oh, we missed the game!
Of course. Check out Chaos on Netflix. What's that all about, dude? Hyon says check out Chaos on Netflix. I haven't heard of it. Bummer, man.
I'm asking for the replay.
It.
Maybe it works. It's probably not gonna work, but we're gonna try. Otherwise, if that doesn't work, then we're gonna use the replay, the Rapl stream VOD.
Okay. Let's see. Where is he? Is he still streaming? Where is he? Man, there's a lot of... Dude, by the way, Doubt is streaming AOM. I'm Doubt, Magic, Recon. Like, this is just wonderful, man. This is just wonderful. I'm so happy to see Doubt playing AOM. Doubt is an old Age of Empires 2 player. And he played Age of Mythology when it first came out for a while. He was in L Clan back then. So it's awesome to see him playing again. For those of you guys who know the Lord, you know the Lord.
No doubt.
Well, okay. What do we...
I'm waiting for Count to send me the file.
Okay.
And then we have that. I'll also send it to you, of course. See if we can sync that up at least. Alright, I need...
I'll watch
no,
Discord
he sent me
again.
free games. Man, at least don't do that. He's got the wrong setting. His games aren't getting renamed. Oh my god. You know, if you turn on replay saving, which is essentially the one that makes all of them save forever, instead of just naming them recorded game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have the save all enabled, the game gives them proper names that show what map it is, what god you were playing. It's great. But this is a something. All right, I need to delete number 4 and 3 and 1. No, 1 is good. And delete 2.
Dude, my buddy Libra here in chat, he had no idea that Freyr was a thing.
Oh, surprise!
He's all, I'm on Steam every fucking day. I don't know how I didn't see this was out. Bro, he thought that today was the release day of Retold as well, the pre-release day. Are you serious?
What?
Come on, Libra. Where have you been? What are you doing?
It's not the first or the second day.
I know.
Because it's either the 28th or the 4th. How did you get the first? All right, then we'll use my side again, guys.
Yeah.
For the benefit of your viewers. And I think number 1 should be the one. So let me see.
Cross your fingers, everyone. Cross your fingers.
Oh, this is as haggard as it could get.
As Hagrid.
Hagrid. Are the teams correct?
Looks good.
This keeps shifting position. I was thinking earlier, I'll pause this. I was thinking earlier, I'll put the scores next to the team names. But these scores, if one of the teams is higher, they swap positions. So you can't use that as the basis. You have to put them like here and here. These are the spots for the scores to be. Okay, now we know.
Count says this is the wrong one?
He does? And what is the right one?
Which map should we be
looking
at?
Oh, it's 4 bytes? No. No, that's definitely
He says
wrong.
Anatolia is next.
Anatolia? Then he needs to send me Anatolia.
Count, we need to go to game 3. What's game 3?
Then what was this? Because we never casted a game on this map, which was Blue Lagoon.
What's the order of the maps? Game 3, 4, and maybe 5. Anatolia. He says Anatolia is game 3.
Okay. Then
something went wrong. He says something went wrong this map with Apple. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So they just repicked, I'm guessing.
I suppose. Ooh, roast no spoilers, you ass.
We'll figure it out, guys. And maybe the replay will even work. This is the test. This is where we rate the developers. Should they have released or not? Nah, that's too harsh.
You know, well, in all fairness, the most important thing is the gameplay, I think.
Yes.
I know Red Bull, since Red Bull is happening, we want the spectator capability to work as well, but it is secondary to the actual gameplay.
Hey, as long as we can actually spectate things and people name their lobbies correctly and we can find them and they don't not show for 10 minutes, then everything should be fine.
Yeah, there's some hiccups.
Because like this, Red Bull is gonna be a shit show too. Just like this stream is kind of not that great.
Yeah. Grass and Groom, we don't know who won just yet. So far, Naka and I have seen 2 games, so it's 2-zip for JSS. We got to watch at least one more game to see who actually takes it. It's best of 5, just to reiterate everybody, it's a best of 5, so we need to see who actually is going to take the series. Next game is going to be on Anatolia, we know that much. And that'll be game 3. Game 3 on Anatolia. I'm a little bit bothered, dude, that I can't, like, neither of us were able to get into the, to the games. Or I guess that third game. I wasn't
Well,
able to get into game 1 or 2.
we could have gotten in. How am I supposed to know that it's not Rapl I'm looking for, but Count?
Yeah. With
that
future
wasn't
tournaments,
helpful.
we're definitely gonna have to specify stringent, you know, requirements for who's hosting what. I do, Naka, I very much enjoy spectator mode, allowing anybody to spectate, but at the same time, having that in-game host who can be the observer,
Yes.
that really simplifies things.
Yes, exactly that. That's what we need. I love that we can spectate ranked games, but
Yeah.
it can't come at the cost of the customly arranged games not working. That's not acceptable.
Count said they had tons of problems hosting, joining. It took ages. They had to restart every time.
I believe him.
It's been
I've had a similar experience myself.
Well, they released an update yesterday. It's kind of early on in the day, at least USA time, and things felt a little wobbly after that. I don't know if you agree, but anyway.
Right. Well, anyway, I am in here, and we have the replay, and it maybe even will work. So on the as far as the players go, I need to swap the score around. I'll do that real quick in the background, and then we'll get in.
Cool. Well, it's a work in progress, Count, by all means. The Red Bull qualifiers are coming up. The official release is on Wednesday, so I know the developers, they're surely still working on the game, so I don't know, it's just important that we're revealing these little hiccups and quirks and whatnot early on.
Yeah, it's good that we are doing it and not Red Bull, so...
Yeah.
Because, if I have a silly little stream today, ultimately it's not going to affect anything, right? We still have a good, decent viewership for our own size, but they'll be here tomorrow as well. If it's Red Bull showing that it's not working, then people might actually just quit.
Yeah. Oh, Count says that's a reason you tried to Showmatch like this. Indeed. Okay.
Very good.
Cool.
Very good. So let's do this, Iron Maiden. I'm gonna click the button.
Click the button, baby. Click it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got game number 3 in this best of 5 series, this 2v2 pro show match, where the JSS clan is like, hey, we're better than you guys. And so far, so true. 2-0 in favor. Very nice. Pink color. Playing as Oranos. This is CountVonCount.
That is very surprising, Naka, seeing Count going to Ranos. Over here in the red, we got Rapl playing Isis. Is that Isis?
That is Isis.
Alrighty. Isis and Oranos, man. No surprise with the Isis pick. Looking at Apple, however, what is this? Another Oranos? Another Oranos pick? Really?
Another Oranos, and it's gonna get crazier because we have got Grandmonster playing as Kronos, of all things. Now, both of these are pretty decent on water maps, right? But Anatolia typically lends itself better to Egypt, where, especially Isis, where you get the Ancestors Eclipse, then you kind of conquer the middle. Greek is usually pretty good as well, and it's a surprise to not see any of that here. So I'm curious what the double Ati is all about.
I have the answer for you.
What's up?
Random God.
Oh, is that confirmed?
Can confirm from CountVonCount. Everybody went random God. Actually, they went random God in all of the games, he says.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. They're not even joking. Very nice.
Dude, Count, Naka and I are sitting here like, oh, Thor and Ra, what's the double Gaia? What's that all about? But it's actually just random gods.
We tried.
We tried, exactly. Well, I can say one thing. You're right, Isis definitely, on 2v2 Team Game Anatolia, it plays so much differently from 1v1 Anatolia. because you on 1v1 Anatolia, you can build on both sides of the water, but in 2v2 or team game, you're restricted to essentially building on the one side of water. So it's just one little river
Yep.
that you're fighting against.
And there's
So I
fewer
think
spots
Kronos
for you.
is
Like,
I mean, absolutely.
yeah, you get these 12 to 15 spots if you're 15 if you're doing better than the other guy, and then what happens? It's like really one and done. Whoever wins on a certain side probably wins the entire one, and then they can go and help their ally on the other one. It can be pretty snowbally in these team games, but the water is not as important in Retold as we have discussed in the first game, and they could be going to the middle or even into the bases to start in pressure. There could be an early land rush variant here where you really just get a bunch of fishing ships just to have a basic income. They do pay themselves off, but don't swing the game too hard. So maybe an early rush on land could be on the table today.
That's absolutely viable. I think with Kronos, you can do the time shift shenanigans and do some type of land crush. We already saw the deconstruction on the dock of Count up on the top side, but we got blue Grand Monster playing Kronos. I know Aranos in the green here, Apple does not get the speed boost of his military units like you used to get in old AOM. So it's a little bit more difficult for Aranos to help the teammate and get some type of double going on. But even so, I think in old AOM we might see, some type of land abuse or just a straight up rush on water. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not sure what this is going to turn into, honestly. Kronos against Aranos up on the top side, and then Isis against Aranos on the bottom side. I'm going to say that for Isis, Sea Snakes is very strong these days. I predict that Rapl's probably going up through Anubis. Has he clicked up? I know you're checking age ups.
Yeah, it was. So we had Anubis, we had Oceanus here with the two Aranos players, and Prometheus, I think it was for Apple. That's right.
Okay. Well, so I predict that Rapl should win his side. Aranos, I'm not sure if Aranos is going to be all that strong on water these days. I don't know. I could be wrong. You never know what's going to happen with the servants that you get through Oceanus. But Sea Serpents is definitely super strong, which is mainly why I think he's going to win the bottom side of water. I'm not sure what to think about the top side, Kronos against Aranos. I'm not sure.
By the way, I have a lot of non-AOM viewers, so people always get surprised when I point out stuff like this. But did you guys know that fishing ships could actually make a dock in the old game and now no longer can? And now they can only make the obelisk and lighthouse stuff. No more docks with fishing ships.
Good. That was annoying sometimes.
They did very
I don't like
slowly.
all the... I mean, I know, but there's so many little details about Egyptians. Oh, they get free towers, they get ducks, they get rocks.
There is this detail that I don't like very much, and I don't think should be a part of the game. Just remove this, thank you.
So we missed game 3, and the recorded game bugs out. Aww. That's a bummer, Naka.
I'm not posting this on YouTube. You guys can rewatch from the stream VOD. Holy shit. That's not cool.
Bummer, man. Okay, well, Count, do you want to enlighten us? Give us the synopsis. What happened in the Anatolia game? Was there a game 4?
Do you want to see from Rapl's perspective?
Oh, yeah, just kidding. No, Count. Shush, Count. Let's go to... Yeah, let's do that. Go to the VOD. We'll watch what happens as Rapl's playing. Next event, JSS versus Keen. I mean, yeah, but hopefully if that happens, that would be sick. But hopefully we don't get some Spectator shenanigans, like we do now.
Let me find a timestamp.
Okay. Oh man, what a there could have been, so much hype around a show match like this. A little bit of a dud, unfortunately, though, eh?
Yep. Kind of as we predicted. Alright, main. I'm gonna put it to the point where Rapl has advanced to Anubis. Is that alright?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think that makes sense since we watched the beginning anyway.
Then I'll give you a timestamp and we'll count in.
Oh,
Come on. Why doesn't it let me paste into Discord? This is insane.
we're just full of...
What? Oh my god, it's not letting me paste into Discord. Is the streamer mode blocking the...
Maybe. I'm sure you could just tell me. I have Rapple's thing pulled up. You could just tell me what it is.
Is my keyboard dead? No.
An hour 20. We could just go to an hour 26.
1 hour 26. Okay, let's do that. Let's do 25:30.
25:30.
1 hour 25 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right. And then I need to set this up for my scenes. Why can't I copy a freaking link now? Anyway, no worries. All right, I've got it up.
I need a hot.
Yep. I'm guessing you guys do want to see how it ended, right? So, yes, Rapl was very beautiful. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, he has 3 docks, it looks like, and a 4th on the way. Got the Anubite. And he's getting the cabinet and sea chip combination. What's the Egyptian sea chip called? 4 barge. Yes. He's a quick boy. That's what she said. Yeah, this should be definitely a heroic advance and securing some kind of gold mine at some point with the Migdal stronghold. Pressuring from there. He's got the snacks, he's got the ancestors coming up as well. It's possible that he'll do that. But maybe he'll save it for the land, but there. No, he's putting it on there. Wow, those serpents were not even zoking, they just took out that carnivora like it's nothing. It's a man-eating plant, not a snake-eating plant. You're not wrong. On land, the ideal situation is if the Anubis user is trying to bully your villagers with it, because your villagers don't take any damage and they can snipe them pretty quickly. So that's an ideal case. If your army has to fight it, that's tough. minus 90% damage against fills on these things. Yeah, it's pathetic. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't just turn your citizen into hero when it's being bullied like that anymore. It doesn't work. Well, resource-wise, Rapl is definitely looking for that heroic age. Just a little longer now. Taking the next bunch of spots, getting another dock. I would really like to see him pepper that dock a little bit with his siege ships. They can outrange the dock just barely, so, you know, if you have a calm period like this, just get all the siege going and boom. Yeah, this ice display is looking good. He's got the monkeys. Sorry, what did I interrupt just now? Ah. No, before that you were saying something.
Into you. And into you.
I just realized I was streaming without audio. Fix that for everyone.
You know, still a fairly even game. A little bit of an advantage for Rapl and Count on the JSS side, but nothing too substantial, I don't think. We'll see what that turns into as as we get into heroic. However, ancestors, man, that could be scary.
Sorry guys about the audio glitches. Now you can hear Iron Maiden.
You've been talking to nobody this whole time.
Yes,
kind of from
it's
their
what I do.
Naka's co-casting with the voices in his head.
I'm an expert at this.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I am the voice in Naka's head. Hello.
Yes. Hey, I mean, the stream was already bad enough. I'm just, you know, acclimatizing, trying to fit in.
It's okay, man. We're just trying to fit in. That's okay. We're working out the kinks. That's what these tests are for.
I mean, to be fair, I was not expecting to have to use Rapple's feed for this one. Yeah, that doesn't usually happen.
This ain't the first time I've done this. There's been plenty of times where I've been sneaking up on Metaplay's the Metaplay's channel or
Okay.
Illuminati or somebody else and
You're
creeping on
prepared.
their channel.
Very wise.
Yo, this ain't my first. Some would call my setup janky. I call it prepared.
A gentleman and a scholar. I see.
Yes. I didn't say a scholar of what, but some type of scholar. Yeah, Rapple's looking solid here, dude. He's got in fact, both Count and Rapl have a nice score advantage over Grand Monster and Apples. So slowly, Rapple's just gaining more ground, gaining more strength on that on land. He's looking better and better on water as well. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it for Apple. We finally have Rapl and Apple, the Rapl side. That's nice. Finally.
Nice.
It's about time we get that little, gimmick.
Well, here's the thing. Rapl is absolutely controlling the water, but he's got nothing on land. Always going for the Tot Elephant abuse. Okay, so the strat here is you get a Value of the Kings, one of the Tot upgrades, and that's an elephant printer. You get 2 for 1 essentially. You just have to empower with your Pharaoh in order to get that effect from the Migdal Stronghold. It's super broken. Obviously, elephants have extremely high stats, and halving their cost, that's certainly an upgrade.
Indeed.
It's one of the ideas of all time.
Well, I personally have experienced some pain of the elephant printer recently. Some of you might have seen on Boyd's channel some elephant cheese, if you could call it.
Excellent.
I'm lactose intolerant, and I was subjected to elephant cheese. Oh, it was gross and painful.
Yikes. That's not.
It hurts.
I don't want that on the menu. That's nasty.
Elephant cheese. Ew.
Alright, Rapper's had enough
anyways.
of his seed chips. He deleted them. Fair enough. Free up that population space. We got elephants to make. And as soon as you reach
didn't
Mythic,
even-
you get your second fishing ship upgrade, by the way, which is pre-queuing right now. He's ready to spend.
I mean, he's got plenty of pop space. So in old AOM, it was a lot more useful to delete your ships after you're done with water. But he could keep a couple of seed ships there to harass the what's it called, the shoreline if he wanted to. He's got plenty of pop space. 130 out of 205.
I guess he just couldn't reach anything. They only have 20 range, right? And you can't upgrade it anymore in Retold. So that's what you see is what you get, kinda.
Yeah, it's a little nerfed.
Oh wait, he's making camels. That's not elephants at all.
A camel printer?
Camels are not
What?
elephants, it's confirmed. Oh, we don't have to see any of that. These guys are too strong.
Aw. 3-zip.
ISIS is pretty
Boo.
strong. Wow, I didn't even recognize how high my score is.
Yeah, we would have liked a longer match, I think, all of us. But that was just kind of... took the water, didn't take any damage on land, and game over. And he was 2 ages ahead. Well, Grandmaster was H2, actually, not Apple. Apple was H3, but just for the end there.
Well, okay. I mean, well played. It's 3-zip for JSS. So I know Apple and Grand Monster might currently be at the top of the team game ladder, but maybe not for long, honestly. Maybe not for long.
Right. Alright, Iron Maiden, what do we do from here now that this is concluded? Obviously, we will relay the issues to the developers in the creator Discord, no doubt. But what else are we planning to do with this stream?
I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go raid Doubt. Is Doubt still? If Doubt's still streaming, I'll probably just go raid Doubt.
That's fair enough.
Little bit of a no, I don't know. I mean, they were the games we were able to watch. Like, they were good games. They were interesting games. I particularly liked the watering hole game. That was an interesting one. So, yeah, the show match was a little bit of a dud. But hey, that's okay. We learned a couple of things. We're prepping for the future. That's okay. Doubt is streaming, so I'm probably just gonna go raid him. Are you? Unless you're gonna continue, I can also raid you.
No, I think I'm probably also done for today. I'll go and work on guides. This sucked the energy out of me, honestly, with all the issues.
Oh, Naka's bummed, everyone. I am too. I'm sure everybody else is as well, maybe. Unless you were cheering for JSS.
Yeah. I do feel energetic when I play the game. I think that's a very positive experience, but this was just... Ugh. The soul has left.
It's okay.
Soul has left the body, and the body is weak.
All right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned something to me about this show match, Naka. I didn't. I think it was kind of something they just threw together right at the last minute.
Yeah. But always a pleasure to do get to cast with you, so that's nice.
Of course.
With that part, discussing the rock and.
It ain't over, Naka. It ain't over.
It's never gonna be over.
All right, man. I guess I'll talk to you later. Peace out, man. GG's. GG's. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Sort
Okay.
of, kind of.
Sort
Hey
of,
guys,
kind of.
I'm gonna think I'll send everyone to Magic, but before we do that, we're gonna get you to follow Iron Maiden. So I will link him on my YouTube chat, and
Ooh.
I'll do I think Twitch has a built-in shout out, but you can also just click his name already in the title of the stream. Shout out AOL Iron Maiden. I think that's how you works.
And are you on your Naka channel or are you on MetaPlays?
I'm on Naka.
You're on
I'm
Naka?
not doing this to Meta Plays.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
shout
but-
out. You can just follow him at the top of the chat. Iron Maiden is now pinned. So
Sick.
yeah,
Thanks, Naka. I appreciate it.
yeah. Iron Maiden does a lot of casting. He does a lot of gaming as well. So mostly AOM. You've done some AOE too, right?
Yeah, but not for quite a while. Not
Yeah.
for quite a while.
I mean, we're both way heavy in AOM, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, indeed. Thanks very much. See you next time.
See ya. Yeah, see ya.
All right, gamers. That's it's just me now, and I will be sending you guys to Magic. Say hi to him as well. Follow him as well. And I'll just go and work on some guides for new players, because now I don't feel like playing. I'll be back tomorrow with a shorter stream, and then we'll do some more gaming. I'll also see you guys in my Discord if you haven't joined already. All my links are in the description sections or about sections, whatever. Magic is just starting a new game, so you'll be just on time as well. And I will put his link as well in the YouTube chat so you guys can check him out. He also just made a bunch of YouTube guides, build orders, and strategy guides. So also he's a top player, so definitely worth keeping an eye on his stuff as well. And with that, I will bid you good night. If you're European, if you're American, then you're on the wrong continent. I'm kidding. EU greater than NA. Check the leaderboards out where it's all Europeans at the top, pretty much. Peace.